What is up, guys? Zanford Forward Progress Madden, and we are back. Just want to take a quick second to say thank you for the support on the last full game commentary against Ski Mask. Because of that feedback, we're going to go ahead and do another one here. And this is going to be my round of 32 from the Madden Bowl against Obi-Wan Shikobe. Make sure you guys go check him out. He's got a Twitch channel as well. Make sure you go follow him, support his channel. Real nice player. I've known him for a few years, been in the C4 leagues with him. And it just so happens that we met up in the round of 32 in the salary cap mode Madden Bowl. So basically in this game, I knew I was going to be in for a tough game against him. And what we saw in this game was probably one of the best games from the Madden Bowl altogether, period. End of discussion. One of the great Madden games in terms of, back and forth, ebbs and flows of the game. Just a really, really nice game. Well played by both sides. And what we're going to do is kick off right here. He took a touchback, so obviously I'm not showing that right here. And he's going to come out in the gun doubles weak. So you guys know, very familiar formation. He is running the same formation that basically is the meta right now. And a lot of players are running this gun this gun doubles flex with the corner strike play, the PA post play. It's in the Broncos playbook. And basically the thing with this formation is that the C route to the wide side of the field must be manually defended at all times. It doesn't really matter what you're in. There's not a zone in the game that really covers the wide side C route from this formation. So I have to pay a lot of attention to it. As you can see, I'm running dollar. That's my MO. Everybody knows I run dollar. And you can see I'm all over that C route. But if you have other reads on the play, it makes it really tough to defend as he hits the backside check to Randy Moss over the middle for a first down. So kind of looking at different formations that I could possibly run to blitz him a little bit more heavily. So I'm looking at possibly running the 2-4-5, decide to go to the nickel blitz 2, and see if we can give him a little bit of trouble there. Here he's going to flip his formation to run doubles weak to the other side. I notice that he's going to block the tight end because he knows I'm in nickel blitz 2. So I check out immediately to man coverage and then into cover 3 Mabel. Again, playing the cat and mouse game. I get him to run something other than corner strike, and he tries to throw a high point to the tight end. So basically what I knew right there, that's the cat and mouse, the chess game of Madden. He saw I was in nickel blitz 2, so he flips the formation to put the tight end over there, which means that he either has to throw a hot read to him or block him to pick up the play. Here I know he's looking for the corner route, and I lock up as the pass rush gets home. You guys remember in the last game, Jadeveon Clowney went to work against Ski Mask, and I'm absolutely going to need Clowney to show up in this game against Shikobe because he's running this formation a little bit better than Ski Mask did against me in the last video. As you guys remember, Ski Mask really didn't have a good read until the second half, so it was pretty easy to defend. Here, again, he's going to some different looks. I have it pretty well boxed up. There was a nice ball over the middle to AJ Green, but it's in traffic, able to get a stop on the skinny post and hold Shikobe to a field goal. So all in all, pretty good drive for me defensively. He moved the ball very quickly to start, and then I was able to lock up and hold him to a field goal. So I feel like that's a nice little victory for me. To hold my opponent to 3. Basically, anytime you can hold your opponent to less than a touchdown coming out, consider that a win for your defense because you're going to be able to take what you know and sponge it up. As I fumble the kick return, probably shouldn't have taken that out of the end zone with McCaffrey, but one of the reasons I actually like McCaffrey, I know it's strange to say that I like him at kick returner, is that he's so slow. I mean, he's not really that slow, but he's not really fast either. So my blocks kind of set up a little bit better, and I'm able to kind of read the blocks a little bit better. Shikobe just has a ridiculous team, a lot of linebacker depth. So I learned my lesson right there because he's got guys like Shazier and Sean Taylor coming down on kick coverage, and you don't want to run into a hit stick there. So Shikobe comes out in something a little bit different here. He's looking for the high ball. I know he's looking for it. Throws it into traffic. Paul Krause with a swat. He's lucky Paul Krause didn't have to leave his feet right there, or had to leave his feet right there, because that man literally picks everything. He's the absolute hero of this defense. He's the reason you can run a too high look. He's the reason that anybody who runs a cover 2 shell has Paul Krause. He does it better than pretty much anybody. So Shikobe coming out here in the pistol. I knew that when he was in the pistol, he probably had to be running the ball because this isn't something that I've seen when I've scouted him. The other thing is that I'm not really worried about him dominating me with the run game because he's got Darius Jackson, the punt play from tournament players at running back. So if you guys play salary cap mode, you know that you have to basically tank certain positions. It's called punting in the daily fantasy sports world, where you just take a flyer on a player, and if you get anything out of him, it's a plus. So him having Darius, I called him Bo Jackson, Darius Jackson. I knew that he wasn't going to run the ball very much, but unfortunately his receivers are really good. As you can see, he hits Moss there. I kind of learned over the course of this game that I needed to follow Moss on third down because he moved him around the formation a lot to try to best utilize him. And as you can see here, he does a Jimmy jump for a touchdown to go up 10-0 right off the bat. So I'm in trouble from the very, very onset. But what I'm picking up about his offense is that he really likes to move Randy Moss around. You see him on the outside. You sometimes see him moved into the slot on third down to try to move the chains. And I kind of learned over the course of this game that I really needed to pay special attention to Randy Moss more so than anyone else on the field because if he moved him around, he had intent to do some sort of motion route or get him wide open to a point where I had to user his route. And then he would, throw his checkdowns around Moss. So I'm down 10-0, but the knowledge I gained is pretty valuable from that. Considering I fumbled on my first on my first kick return, this is my first time coming out on offense. I knew he was going to run a lot of 3-4. I've seen Shikobe play for years. I kind of know that he's big on the meta. He likes to run a lot of the popular stuff. And I'm not saying that's anything against Shikobe. That's just the way he's always played, and he does the effective stuff, and he does it very, very well. As I throw an absolute dime to our receiver, I believe that is Brandon Cooks, for a big gain. As you guys remember in the last game, Russell Wilson, tough game for Russell Wilson. Missed a lot of deep throws, and the fact that I am down 10-0 in this game has me a little bit worried at this point because I don't know what I can expect out of Russell Wilson over the course of this game. So I know that when Shikobe is in this 2-4-5 or the 2-3-6 sub package that he really likes to run the cover one. But my goal right here is to try to run the ball on it because he's only rushing 3 players. There he was actually in the cover 2 sink though. So I wonder if he kind of was outthinking me right there. He knows what his scouting report is. I mean, any good player knows what their MO is. So when it comes for tournament time, you have to mix it up. So the fact that he was in that cover 2 sink kind of surprised me because he's big on that cover 1, rush 3. Actually, it's rush 2 and user a third rusher and then drop those cloud flats on the field. I wonder if he went to the cover 2 because he knew that I know how to bounce routes off the sideline. So kind of, again, that chess game showing his head early in the game here in the first quarter. I'm content to just stick to the run right here. I know that I've got the ball at half, so if I can try to score here early in the second quarter or near the end of the first quarter, I've got a situation where I could possibly get the ball back with a chance to either tie the game, take a small lead with ball coming out of half. So this 10-0 lead is a little bit more fake than it looks, but I have to score to get to that point. So we audible out to the gun empty bunch wide. I really like this because I can motion the running back into the backfield and block him for extra protection. He sees that I've got the corner route, so I go ahead and take my yards with Russell Wilson. That's really the one saving grace about Russell is that his legs are almost second to none in this game when it comes to quarterbacks, and he's pretty accurate. I give him a bad rep because when I talk about quarterbacks in my schemes, I throw timing patterns. I throw deep balls that need precision. And he just doesn't do that well enough to be the perfect quarterback for me. But as far as extending plays, making throws on the run, getting away from pressure, he's probably the best quarterback in the game with the conductor trait that can do that for you. So right there, again, some of the worst run stick in the nation for me. I had the edge sealed with my slot receiver, and I decided to run up the middle. I'm not a very good runner of the football. I kind of just try to run the ball up the middle and see if I could push the line a little bit. 3 yards in a cloud of dust style. Again, here I'm looking for something to run. I'm going to audible into the gun bunch strong. Again, the red zone. I'm running the ball. Terrible run stick. Again, I take another hit stick and I fumble. That was bad run vision by me, but I mean, again, that's another fumble. It's unfortunate, right? I fumbled twice. a lot of trouble for me. And if you look at my chat at this point, they're probably starting to say good game, things like that. Can't catch a break, things like that. So rough game here to start. Shikobe going back. He throws an interception, but I'm out of bounds. That one hurts a lot. I really needed that because I need the ball back. I got to get on the board. I can't afford to go down 3 scores right here. So Shikobe coming out. Again, I have to pay attention to Cooks on the C route to the wide side. He goes ahead and hits me with the play action play, throws the ball to Moss over the middle, and Moss does what Moss does, which is try to spec catch everything you throw to him. Not so good on a drag or a crossing route underneath to leave your feet, and that's why he's looking at 3rd and 10 right here. So, again, 3rd and 10, I'm paying attention to Moss, but at the same time I have to be ready for a C route. And Vernon, the best player in salary cap on the defensive line, gets home. Huge stop right there. I'm able to force the 3 and out after a huge fumble. Because honestly, if I score on that drive and then get this 3 and out, I'm right where I want to be, because we're talking about 3 minutes left, my ball with a chance to go up by 4 with ball at half. That's a really big momentum swing. Again, Ed McCaffrey trying to return. Not so fast, but whatever, it's okay. I don't really have the dynamic player to return kicks. I guess I could use Cooks, but I need him to not be tired because he's my field stretcher. So can't really afford to use Cooks on kick return. So here now I'm deciding, whatever, if he's going to run corner strike, I'm going to run corner strike. So I come out in that, and I decide to motion Cooks across the field. I'm looking for the C route to McCaffrey on the wide side. Snap the ball. He brings a little bit of pressure and sacks me. I've got to be better. I got to know that he was going to be sending the pressure off the right side. I didn't block my running back, and that's on me for not doing that. And due to that mistake, I'm now looking at 2nd and 19, and I'm in a lot of trouble. So searching my playbook, coming out in formations I don't normally run. This is the 4 receiver trips week with the running back week. I'm going to audible out of that into something more familiar, which is the gun snugs. And chances are I'm going to zone across, and we're going to try to look for the crossing routes, try to look for Herman Moore. He's blitzing me, and I step up in the pocket, good pocket presence. I'm able to make something out of nothing there and pick up about 3 yards to make 3rd and 16. 3rd and 16. The playbook is open right here. I'm in 4 down territory. I know in this situation that I'm going for it. I'm absolutely going for it. So I can throw a drag. I can throw a screen, even though I don't really throw those. You have to respect everything on this down and distance, because I'm possibly going to be looking to throw anything at you because I know I've got another down. So here I audible into doubles. Looking for a smart out. I figure he's bleacher blitzing me off the right side, and I take a stupid delay a game. That's the second time I've taken a delay a game in this tournament. You guys remember last game I took one. I don't know. I think it was just more so that I'm looking for stuff in my playbook. Really bad. You can't afford to take that there. Now that puts me in 3rd and 21. And if I throw an incomplete pass here, now I've got to punt, because you're not going to get a 4th and 21 most likely. So we're going to go ahead and motion over Jared Cook. He's bringing pressure. Again, I throw that drag like I talked about. I've got to set up 4th and manageable. So we're going to go ahead and bring up 4th and 8, and that's much more attainable than 4th and 21. So always going for all 20 yards on 3rd down and long isn't necessarily the move, because 4th and 8, now that makes him have to respect the short ball over the middle, because I can rack it. I can throw a slant. I can throw an in route. Basically, again, like I said, the whole playbook's open. So right here, I'm expecting pressure off the left side. He brings that safety down to the right. So to me, that looked like a zero blitz. So I decide to go to the corner route, and it was a zero blitz. Man coverage on Cooks. He is out for a touchdown. Great call right there. I had a feeling that when he called that 2-4-5 and started moving that safety down, that it had to be man coverage. So I put my outside receiver on the left on a fade, because I wanted to see if I could throw a bullet rack off of the press. And then I also had the man beater to Cooks to the wide side of the field. And we're right in it. One stop right here. We got ball at half and a good situation. So go ahead and kick the ball off to Shikobe. He's going to fair catch it with Brandon Cooks. So what I've learned over the first few drives that I've seen of Shikobe is that he's not spamming corner strike every down, and that is what makes the doubles weak such a hard thing to defend, is the corner strike. If somebody runs it every play, you can lock in on it and just defend it. If somebody is mixing it in well, like he's doing right here, then it makes it a lot harder when they actually do run the corner strike because you're not ready for it. Here he's running this PA Bronco post play. He motions in the slot receiver. The slot receiver gets an unbumpable release, and he gets open to the corner. And you can see that he's got Moss at that route. So I always have to respect that. Again, he flips the formation to have the C route possibly to the wide side. He's going to motion in the C route. I know immediately that that's where he wants to go. Great throw to the backside to Cooks, but it hits off of his pads. Incomplete pass. That's probably the only really bad break for Shikobe in this entire game, was that play right there. Again, doubles weak. Solo receiver on the left with a tight end. He's going to create trips with motion. I'm going to go ahead and show him that it looks like the man coverage is standing over him. So he puts him on a slant, and it's actually cross-manned. I send the guy out there in the flat and sack him. Huge play right there. I really feel like my dollar is where it's at this year as far as defending the meta of Madden. It's a lot of C routes. You have to have strong corners. You have to be able to mix up your coverages. The thing that players don't really understand is he throws a great underneath route there to Moss and picks up another first down. You see that he's 6 of 14 for 80 yards, and it feels like he's been dotting the life away from me. But honestly, that's pretty good. 6 of 14. He's under 50% passing. It looks like he's moving the ball well on me, but I'm playing good defense. Here he's going to look to throw to Jimmy Graham. He misses a read. I'm able to come down and make a huge hit stick on A.J. Green. No fumble, though. Brings him 7 of 15 for 85 yards. But going back to what I was saying, I feel like when you run the cross man, players do two things. Either they cross man out of base formations, which is okay with like a linebacker or two, or if they try to run dollar cross man, their dollar cross man is just not good. And the reason it's not good is not because they don't know what they're doing. It's more so because they don't fully commit. As I finally blitz him right there, he wasn't ready for the blitz. We send the spinner and bring up 3rd and 5. They don't fully commit to the cross man from dollar. If you're going to run this as a defense, you have to fully commit to it. You have to go 4 strong corners. You have to go 3 beefy players on the defensive line, and you have to have 2 really good coverage linebackers and 2 really good safeties. And that's all you can afford because you still have to have an offense. So as you can see, I'm one of the few players that literally lives in this formation all game long. Big 3rd and 5 right here. Shikobe and Y trips. And I should have paid attention to what he was doing right here on wide trips. He throws the flat route out of wide trips and picks up a big first down to his running back, Darius Jackson. So, again, we're talking about Darius Jackson. He hasn't really showed him off in the game, so why would you spend 60 cap on a LeGarrette Blount or somebody like that when you only throw the ball to him? You don't really run the ball. Here he's looking for the in route. He throws the ball over the middle to the post route. Triple coverage, though. And we are able to stop that. That's the second time he's run that play, and it hasn't been there either time. So if I'm Shikobe, I'm taking that page out of the playbook for the rest of the game because it's just not there. I remembered I got pressure on Spinner the last time. This time we're going to it again, and we get a very, very nice press animation from Darius Slay on Cooks there on the outside. He looked like he was trying to throw a beat press rat catch. Slay, even though he has 78 press, really came to play there. Big down right here, bringing up 3rd and 10. So he comes out in snugs, and this is all scouting report right here. I know that when he's in snugs, his MO is to throw a high ball to the seam. So even though Moss is unmanned, I'm carrying him the entire way. And this is just a really bad read by Shikobe. Throws the ball right into my user. I don't know what that was. But again, when you watch the tape of your opponents, you have to pick up on their tendencies. When he's in the spread formations, he dots. When he's in the compressed formations, he's looking for drags, crossing routes, out routes to the outside, short stuff. And then if he's going to go downfield, it's always a high point. So I knew I had to respect that right there, and that ended up being a pick for me. And right here, we're starting from inside our own 10 with 35 seconds left. He's got 1 timeout. So I'm thinking to myself, I've got ball at half. Let's not force this and give away points. Let's play smart right here. And we'll see if we can maybe big play him for a touchdown. But we're going to be conservative, be willing to take a sack, run the ball if it's not there. And you can see here he's running this bleacher blitz. So I think to myself, okay, if I get time, I can throw this. And as you can see, we didn't really have anything there. So I just step up and scramble. And I'm content to take this to half right here. So not a good half for me offensively. I fumbled my kick return. I fumbled down there in the red zone, but I'm only down 3. So all things considered, not a bad situation to be in with the ball coming out against Shikobe. Now, Shikobe defensively has mixed up his coverage as well, but I'm starting to get an idea of what he's wanting to do with each look that he's giving me, because he runs a certain defense out of 3-4. He runs a certain defense out of 2-4-5. If he moves the guy, he's bleacher blitzing him. If he moves a corner in, he's running crash 3. Things like that are direct tells, and those are the things you have to pay attention to and make your changes accordingly to your offense. So we're going to see if I'm able to do that here on the first drive of the second half. Now, again, I haven't done a whole lot offensively because I haven't had the ball, for one. And 2, he's done a good job mixing up his looks. Now I've got an idea of what he's trying to do. I remembered that the inside zone from the fullback was a very nice play. And the fact that he didn't have a corner there running crash 3 told me he was probably in cover 2 or cover 4. And I remembered that was there for a big gain the first time around. We go back to it to start some momentum coming out in the second half. So now I'm all the way out to almost midfield, my 39-yard line. And I knew that I had the run going to the left because a lot of these 3-4 defenses are weak to the left side because players will drop spies, they'll drop the zone coverage, and blitz the 3 off the right edge. So 2 runs to the left side to start the second half, and we are across midfield, feeling really good right here. So now we're going to look to audible out into the spread set, that empty bunch wide. As you remember, early in the game, he did a good job defending the corner. This time, not so much, as I'm able to hit Jared Cook on a rat catch down to the Shikobe 16-yard line. I'm 4 of 4 for 132. So you guys are talking about, like I said, my offense was bad. I just didn't really have the ball and didn't have time to capitalize on my last drive. I fumbled on my second drive. I really only had one drive, if you think about it, one realistic drive. But now we've got the ball to start the second half. We're in the red zone. We're going to Cook on the fullback inside. Much better defense there by Shikobe. Brings up 2nd and 9. So again, this is an offense I started running at the beginning of last month. As far as streams go, I haven't really shown everything. He knows I like to throw the out route. Here I stretch the field. I'm able to pull his zone away from the hook, throw the backside hook to Ricky Williams, and now we are inside the 10-yard line. And this is where I really struggle. If you remember last game against Ski Mask, we had to do a lot of fullback dive, jimmy jumping. Here we don't, though. We get off the left side. He's really weak against that fullback inside to the left side of the field. So he's not doing a good job adapting to it. I didn't have to run into the pile. I wanted to try to go off tackle with that, and we're able to go up 14-10. So we fumbled away 2 possessions. I'm not saying that's guaranteed points, but as far as the 2 drives that I've had, where I've had time to run my whole playbook, I've moved pretty easily. I'm feeling really good right now. And I'm just telling myself, okay, right here, I have to get a stop. If I get a stop right here, this is it for Shikobe, because you can't have 10 points on your first 2 drives of the game and then do nothing the rest of the game. I mean, if I stop him for a 3rd time in a row right here, that's going to be all the wind out of his sails. So coming out again, cross man variations. I know that he's going to that angle play, and I have that locked, so he takes the check down to Moss. Picks up 5. He's going to go no huddle. Again, I feel really confident against Snugs. He flips the formation. I had the wrong guys manned up, and then he flips it again, so now we're in good shape. And now we're going to go ahead and try to stop this. He's going to run that post play. Olivier Vernon sack, fumble, balls on the ground, and he recovers it. Vernon with a sack and a tackle on that play to bring up 3rd and 17. So defense is starting to look like it looked against Ski Mask. I now have a lead. I've overcome a lot of adversity in this game, and we've got our foot on Shikobe's throat, ready to try to put this game away. Doubles weak from Shikobe, Cooks to the wide side. I have to be ready for the C route. He needs a lot of yards right here. So I checked a straight up man with a couple hooks, and he tries to run an in route. I had the hook there, though. And that's the great thing about that defense, is that if you try to run deep crossing routes, even if you cross man them and they beat they beat that cross man with the in route, I still got vertical hooks there to save me. Another sack brings up 4th and 23. And Shikobe is probably starting to panic. Not a good punt right there. So I've got the ball right there, I'm ready to try to end this game right now. The 48-yard line, I could try to go up 2 possessions. Who would have thought? So he was really weak to the inside zone. Let's go back to it. Much better defense there from Shikobe. He switched his formation to 2-4-5. At that point, I have to know to audible out. If he's in the 2-4-5, he's running a cover 2 or he's running a cover 2 man. I've got to pick up on that better than I did in this game. So again, he's in the 2-4-5. We're going to audible out to the deep corner route. You know that he has to know that I'm running it there, so I switch it up and I go to a C route play. So hopefully he jumps the wrong player. Looking for the C route. Good pressure. We throw the out route. I recognize the blitz. I just didn't get the ball out quick enough because if I get that ball out, we're probably still running down the sideline with Ricky Williams. He did not cover him. He wasn't respecting him. Good little chess match right there. Great play by Shikobe. My reaction was about half a second too slow. Bringing up 3rd and 9. Come out in my base formation, audible out. We're looking at possibly audibling into the gun tray. And I'm thinking right here, okay, I want to try to run this ball. It's a soft look to the left side. We try to run the ball, and we just don't get backside blocks, and the backside pursuit's able to get there. He was running the crash blitz there, so I knew he was coming off the right side. I needed to go left. And good defense there by Shikobe. So as you guys remember, 4th and 6 from midfield has not been my friend. I just didn't move the ball well in the first round on this down and distance. But right here, we're going to go for it. And I see that he's got solo coverage on the outside, so we're loading up to swerve. And we get the throw off, and we just get the wrong animation. If he does any other catch animation, that's a touchdown, and we're up 21-10. But, you know, sometimes the dice doesn't roll in your favor. And that's going to bring up 1st down and 10 from midfield for Shikobe. I'm a little bit heartbroken at this point. I really felt that should have been a touchdown. Great draw call. He's going to move the ball across midfield into my territory. And that's what he needs. He needs just some positive plays, set up a little bit more manageable down and distance because last couple drives he's been taking sacks, setting himself up with 3rd and 15, 3rd and 17, and not really giving himself a chance to drive since the first quarter. But at the end of the day, as you see the total offense right there, 222 for me, 108 for Shikobe. I really, really locked him up that game and tried to do more of the same as he runs the ball, picks up another 1st down with Darius Jackson. So I can feel Shikobe tightening up here. You're starting to run the ball. He's running the chew clock right here. I know right here I have to get my stop. So I decided to get a little bit more aggressive with my coverage. I jumped the in route. He's going to playmaker, nothing there, nothing doing. And he's going to throw the broken play to Moss. Somehow Moss gets away and picks up about 16 yards. That's a huge play right there. That one really hurt because I had every adjustment right. He playmakered a guy. He looked for a guy to get open on a scramble. The scramble wasn't there. And then one of his other guys broke free. Here he goes back to the draw. I'm keying in right here. I know that he's trying to run the clock out and get a touchdown. And I'm going to put myself in a situation where that's just not possible. I either want him to score now or I want to be aggressive and force a turnover. Either way, I'm fine with that because I have a chance to have a game-winning drive or I've got the ball with the lead off of a turnover. So again, he's going to the snugs. I'm jumping all his routes. Nothing there, nothing doing. He throws the ball. Ooh, that's a risky dice roll. Good catch there by Brandon Cooks. My Cooks drops that ball more often than not, but good catch there brings up 3rd and 2. Again, you guys are seeing that he's not really getting guys open. His 1st and 2nd reads in his progressions are never open. And that's what my goal is to make players beat me with 3rd and 4th progression reads. Again, Moss in the slot, keying on Moss. I run spinner, nice quick pass out of the backfield to Darius Jackson. That's a great read by him. I don't know if he was ready for spinner, but having Darius Jackson on that route is what opens up his offense. And him having to block him is what hurts sometimes. And then right here, I cross-man Moss. I don't know where my guy went, but we decided to give him a wide open post for a touchdown. But as I told you, getting aggressive made him score more quickly. So I'm not that angry as we block the extra point and pick it up, and Paul Krause is out. Can he beat Russell Wilson to the end zone? Russell Wilson gaining on him inside the 15, 10, 5, and 2 points. Heartbroken, Shikobe. Heartbroken. Big touchdown to go up by a field goal, but I blocked the extra point back to the house. So rather than a game-tying field goal or game-winning touchdown, now I can score a game-winning field goal. So we just need to cross midfield. We just got to get down to about the 37-yard line, around the 40. I've got the focus kicker Boswell. I'm not going to miss from distance. We go ahead and run the ball here, fullback inside. I want to keep that clock going, if at all possible. You can see I put the chew clock on, take it to the 2-minute warning. I really, really want to try to end this game. We go ahead and snap the ball, pick up a first down. I don't think he was expecting me to snap the ball there. That's why I did it. Get an extra play in. Now we are up to the 36-yard line, and I'm seeing the finish line. All the adversity that I faced in this game, all the adjustments I've made to lock up this offense that, if you guys have watched, is dominating the Madden Bowl right now. And I have a chance to put this game away. Going to come out in the gun ace twins offset. Again, kind of my downfall in some of these tournament games has been inability to clock out with a run game. And you can directly attribute that to my offensive line. I'm punting my offensive line, so I'm not expecting to get a good run block. As you can see, we're just giving up instant sheds on the D-line. And that puts me behind the down and distance I want to be in. So 3rd and 6, Shikobe going to need to dial something up here because he's been sitting back and giving up scrambles. He's been giving up completions. Haven't really thrown too many incomplete passes all game. So we're going to audible out into the empty bunch wide. And I know that he's bringing the pressure off the left side, so I motion Williams into the backfield. I know I'm going to pick up that linebacker off the edge, but he's sending crash 3. And I see that, and I throw the out route. Great adjustment by him right there. Only one of the couple times he's run the crash 3 all game long, and he had somebody ready for the flat. I didn't think he would be respecting the flat there because of the down and distance and how I burned him with the deep corner all game long. If you go back and look at that play, if I scramble to the left just a hair and reset my feet, I've got the corner out for a game-winning touchdown. But, you know, that's not what you see when you're playing in the hot seat. It's when you look at the tape that you start to see things. So Shikobe on his own 12. I get yelled at for punting the ball right here, but defense has been really good. Shikobe's only real completion was that one post to Moss on a blown coverage, and then the super playmaker get open logic to Moss to even get him in position to score right there. Other than that, it's been absolutely nothing for his last 3 drives. I know that he's in the pistol bunch. I'm thinking, okay, verticals. I'm going to stay down the middle. We're able to cover it, and Clowney, the hero from our last game, gets a sack. He's now looking at 2nd and 15 from his own 7-yard line. I'm going to use a timeout because if I can make him punt, I know that he doesn't have any coin invested or salary cap invested in his punter. If I could force him to punt the ball from his own end zone, that's game over because I'm going to get the ball at about the 50 if I get no return, possibly the 40 if I get any type of return. Here, doubles weak. He's going to motion in the C route. I'm ready for it. Looking for it. Nothing open. Pressure there. And I just want to know how that's not a safety. I want to know, watch that over and over. Hit the click back. Roll it back. Was his arm going forward? How is that not a safety? I don't know. Anywho, it's going to bring up 3rd and 15 for Shikobe. Shikobe looking through his playbook. He's going to come out in something different. I know from scouting him that when he comes out in the bunch that he's looking for corner strike. So I call a timeout because I didn't like Spinner against that look at all. And then I think better of it. I said to myself, let's go ahead and send the pressure. He's running corner strike. I know he's going to motion the running back around to try to create a man glitch, but let's just stay in man anyways and try to jump the C route. I jump the C route, and he panics and throws an in route and catches it. He threw it into double coverage. He's going to no huddle. And right here, this is the cat and mouse game. This is what makes a game versus Shikobe so fun for me. I realize that he's kind of waiting and hedging his bet by not snapping the ball. So I decide to call my timeout with 24 seconds left. If I could do that over again, I would have waited 10 more seconds and called it with 14 seconds left. Because what that does to him is it puts him in a situation where converting the first down with 14 seconds left, he's still going to be first and 10 from his own 30 at the most with 10 seconds left. He's not going anywhere for a game-winning field goal. That's going to put him in a situation where he punts to me. But instead, I call the timeout with 24, and he decides to go for it. Again, big decision by him. Trips. I have to remember he threw the flat early in the game, and I give it up to Jimmy Graham. I give it up. And that's tendencies. That's tendencies. You have to pay attention to what you're looking at. You remember looking at it in the first half, he threw the flat to Darius Jackson. So I was prepared for that, but he threw the flat to Jimmy Graham. Great call by him. He's going to the C route, and Barr. Poor animation by Barr. He was there to try to swat it or pick it off, and he puts one hand up instead of two. Big big completion into field goal range for Shikobe. So Shikobe now, it is field goal range. He's 56 yards away. He's in the shotgun. I decide, all right, let's gas him up. Let's gas it up. He's going to throw the ball to the flat. How is that not picked? How is that not picked? Clinton Dix decides to kill Darius Jackson instead of throwing the interception. And you can see everybody in the chat is going nuts. So here, I know he's going Jimmy jump. He did it early in the game. We're going to run commit. And the Jimmy jump is going to get nothing. He gets about inches, a yard at the most, and calls his own timeout, bringing up 3rd and 10. I know the Jimmy jump's coming again, so we're going to run the exact same defense and see if we can run commit out of it just to get some penetration in the backfield. Good quick snap by him. I'm not able to get in there with the slot corner, and that 4 yards is what he's going to need to set up a game-winning field goal. Now, keep in mind I blocked the extra point for 2, so I've still got a shot right here. We're going to try to do it. I'm lined up on Darius Slay, and the kick is up and good. So great game to Shikobe. He eliminates me from the Madden Bowl in the round of 32. Fumbleitis in Madden Challenge keeps sticking with me, guys. I'm not going to blame the game on fumbles because I came back and took the lead, but looking back at the tape, you really wish that you had the 3 points from the fumble in the red zone, and you really wish that you just had that one drive at the beginning of the game that you fumbled away on the kick return. But great game to Shikobe. As you can see here, I'm exchanging messages with him. And Shikobe would go on to play against Franchise. And Franchise would win a game against Shikobe in overtime, another classic game. So Shikobe in a ton of classic games in this tournament. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed the full game commentaries. I know I enjoy doing them. It's a lot better to sit back and talk through a whole game than to chop it up, because chopping it up takes a couple hours to chop all those plays and edit the video and all that. But sitting here and just kind of talking to the camera and explaining my thought process hopefully takes you guys inside my mind in these big games. And as you can see there, Shikobe, sweat game right there. So great game to Shikobe. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another Madden 17 tip. Until tomorrow, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.